Here's a restaurant story that was truly written in the stars, and we'll tell you why in just a little bit. But on this week's Food Friday, we bring you to Jackrabbit Filly at Park Circle, and I'm sitting with the owners, Corrie and Shuai Wang, husband and wife dream team, and I want to thank you so much for having us here. First and foremost, Jackrabbit Filly, it's an unusual name for a restaurant, so why don't we just get the name out of the way? Why Jackrabbit Filly?
For a long time, and I remember we were driving back on a road trip and just sort of throwing all these things out there, and we figured, what's more this restaurant than me and you? And the Chinese zodiac, he is a rabbit and I'm a horse, but that's an awful name for a restaurant, Rabbit Horse. So we just kind of went through all the various names and came up with Jackrabbit Filly.
Jackrabbit Filly. I like it has a good cadence to it, has a good rhythm to it. And I think that's very sweet. So it really is in the cosmos for the two of you to come together and to create this restaurant. But it's been quite the road to getting here. So a lot of people, you've been a fixture in Charleston for a while. You started with a food truck, then you were at the workshop, and then you established this beautiful restaurant.
We always wanted a restaurant, just didn't know which neighborhood we wanted to put it in, and just kind of fell in love with Park Circle. You know, we bought a house over here. Like, this is a great neighborhood to kind of build something like a mom and pop shop like we always wanted to do. So we found this gorgeous space, and
so it really truly feels like your home.
Right. Nice.
And of course, I have to congratulate you on being number 6 out of 100 of top Yelper restaurants in the nation, no less. So there are 2 in the Low Country. You are one of them at number 6.
Yeah.
So what do you attribute that success to?
Oh, wow. I think it's a little bit combination of everything. Like, obviously, I think our food is banging, but when you walk in, everybody always talks about the vibe that we have. And I think it comes from, we have people that really genuinely like to work here and like to work with each other. So the kids are all having fun working here, and you come in and it feels like you're home a little, or like a great house party where you know everybody and you're really comfortable, and then you eat like delicious food and the cocktails are so great. So it's sort of just this whole package thing that it feels like you didn't just go out and have dinner, but you went out and had like an event.
An experience, right? And let's talk about the menu, and I want to dig into this right now.
Okay.
So you cooked up 2 dishes for us. Shuai, can you tell us what these are?
so in the black pot itself is our chili tofu. It has tofu, ricotta gnocchi, a little bit of Szechuan pork in there, a bunch of fermented chili paste, and cooking wine and oyster sauce. Chili tofu is even more fun. It's a little sweeter, a little spicy in there as well.
So would you say that this is more or less a traditional dish, but obviously adding the gnocchi to it with ricotta that has an Italian influence to it?
Yeah,
is
like,
that kind of
you know,
your
like
philosophy on the menu?
We call our food Chinese food, but we call it New Chinese American. So we like to play with our food and like have a little fun. I don't want it to be so serious.
Right.
I want there to be influences of my culture, but I also want to do something that's very delicious. So yeah, the gnocchi in there is just a little extra little something.
Beautiful. And these are actually quite special, these dumplings. So this is a family recipe, is that right?
That is. We always make dumplings in my family. My grandma's made it, and that's her recipe, and she passed it on to my mom. We always make dumplings on like Chinese New Year or just when the family's gathering. We want to do dumplings because it meant so much to me. And we wanted to also make Chinese food that was also sustainable. So this dumpling is filled with Holy City Hogs ground pork, which is one of the local porks. So I didn't want to make Chinese food just like Chinese food. I wanted to make Chinese food that was like different and like just better for everybody.
Well, just in tasting these 2 dishes, I can see why you are number 6 on a list of 100 national restaurants.
Shuai, Corrie, thank you so much for having us here.
Thank you for coming in.
That's going to do it for us on this edition of Food Friday. We'll see you again next week.